Alrighty, YouTube. It's Reed with ENR Collectors here, and I have got quite the haul today. So I have two books off of my 2019 want list. There's that, if you guys can read it. Yeah, so I got two of these books in the last couple weeks here, and I got a bunch of other cool books. And before I forget anymore, I would like to also do kind of like a joint entry in this video with, or for Wee Claw's C2E2 giveaway that he's doing. So he is giving away some cool stuff, and he has had some questions. So I think I'll answer those first, and then I'll get into the big haul with all the really good books. So yeah, so I guess I'll do Wee Claw's entry first. He's a good channel. He always comments on my stuff, and I really have appreciated his support. So I was sure that I wanted to do this. So it was a little tough. He had some questions that he wanted to to try to answer with comic books, which was a little tough. I won't lie, but I think I've got an answer for all of his questions, albeit some of these are kind of a stretch. So we'll just get right into it. Yes, I am 18 years older, and as in I'm older than 18. So I guess we'll just get into the questions here. So the first one, your favorite movie. So if you guys have watched any of my videos in the past, I'm a big Star Wars fan. So Star Wars is my number one fandom, as it were. And so my favorite movie in Star Wars is Empire Strikes Back. So this is Star Wars 43. It's one of the Empire Strikes Back adaptation books, but it's also the first comic book appearance of Lando Calrissian, who is also one of my favorite Star Wars characters. So there's that. Favorite movie. All right, so favorite musician / group. So I don't really exactly have a favorite musician or a favorite group. I do really like jazz. That's probably my go-to favorite. But another band that I've been in the mood for lately, being it's spring and it's starting to get warmer and everything, I always kind of get in the mood to listen to kind of summer type music. I really like the Beach Boys as well, so this is beachy-ish. But this can also go, this also kind of works for my favorite cartoons. I got some other books for that too, though. I'm a big Donald Duck fan. I don't have a lot of Donald Duck comic books, though, so that's something that I've been wanting to get into, is Donald Duck comic books. This is reprinting a classic Donald Duck story. The original Donald Duck Finds Pirate Gold story, the book is really expensive. This is reprint, but as you can tell, Stormtrooper Donald, Donald Duck is another thing that I collect. So, although I still need to break into the Donald Duck comic book part of my collection, but yeah. Then, let's see, the next question was favorite animal / pet. So this is also a new book that I have since gotten since my last video, so I might as well show this off. This also includes my favorite animal, tigers. I do really like tigers. I've always liked tigers. I grew up with several stuffed tigers. So I've always had a soft spot for tigers. So when I saw this Mark Brooks cover for Uncanny X-Men #1, I think. See, that's part of the reason why I don't necessarily like Virgin covers, is I can never remember which book it is. But I saw this, it was on sale, really cheap, really good price. So I picked this up. It's really nice. And it's got tigers. It's Mark Brooks. It's a great book all around. But yes, tigers are my favorite. Okay, favorite food, snacks, fruits, desserts. I'm not sure if I necessarily have a favorite food. There's this homemade pizza that my dad makes that is really, really good. It's kind of an eclectic mix of all kinds of stuff on the pizza, but it's really good. It kind of takes a while to explain. And I was surprised how few comic books I have that actually have food on it. So here's Howard the Duck #1. Also, the first appearance of Gwenpool. Pancakes. I mean, I like pancakes, so it's always a good go-to breakfast food. But yeah. All right, keep going on here. Let's see, favorite cartoons. Okay, so that's where I was getting back with the Donald Duck book. Um, as part of my Donald Duck collection, I have these. They're called the Walt Disney Treasures. They're DVDs of they're DVD sets of all the original Donald Duck shorts. So like this volume is that doesn't focus 1934 to 1941. There's 4 volumes of this, and I have all 4. So those are cartoons that I always enjoy watching. I didn't necessarily grow up with Batman the Animated Series. Um, that was a little bit before my time. But I discovered it kind of late. My brother liked the show, so I started watching it, and then I really, really liked the show. So I have adopted it, in the last several years. But it's still a really good show. This one, okay, so it's just a free comic book day from last year that I found in the boxes. But SpongeBob was always a classic growing up for me. My brothers and I, we still quote SpongeBob all the time. It's one of the shows that we quote a lot. The first 3 seasons of SpongeBob are the only good seasons, in my opinion. They did 3 seasons, and then the quality just really dropped off. So um, there's that. Let's see. Favorite sport. I'm a big baseball fan, but I, interestingly enough, do not have any baseball-themed comic books. But I have this. I also really like swimming. I was on a club swim team for a while, and I worked as a lifeguard, and I taught swim lessons for upwards of 5 years. So here's some swimming action of one of the few Aquaman books that I have. So, well, Brave and the Bold, but with Aquaman. Um, so Brave and the Bold 126. But yeah, I'm a big swimmer. I've been trying to get back into it. And I said your favorite video game. I'm a big fan of the Tropico series. It's like a city builder. You play a dictator of your own Caribbean island, and you build your island off of that. And I really like it. But I don't have any books like that. Um, Another classic that I also kind of grew up on again with Star Wars was Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic. Fantastic game. I've really, really have loved that game. I've played it several times. So this is Star Wars Tales 23. It's the first comic book appearance. He only shows up on one page of Darth Revan, who is essentially the main character of Knights of the Old Republic. So yeah, I think that is all of the questions that Weeclaw had. So be sure to check that out. He says he's giving away a signed art germ book, and he's one of the other art germ collectors like me who likes to collect art germ books. So I don't really want to turn down the chance to get a signed art germ book. So there's that. All right. So then the rest of this haul, I got one eBay book, and then the rest I actually got earlier today. There's a little small convention in town up by the Denver airport, and it was really small. It was mostly like sports cards. There were only, I don't know, maybe like 4 booths that were selling comics. So all these books I actually got from only 2 booths, but I think I did really well. So I'll start off with the eBay book. So this is also one that's on my 2019 want list. Catch that sun glare there, jeez. Well, it's on there, trust me. So this is Detective Comics 583. This was the little book on my list. This is the first appearance of the ventriloquist and Scarface. I've just always really been kind of fascinated by them as villains. You know, I think it's a very unique and interesting idea to have, you know, the villains like the ventriloquist. See if I can close my blinds here. Okay, so yeah, so this was the cheapest one on my list. So I was like, well, I haven't gotten anything on my list yet, so I guess I'm gonna maybe start small and get this one. So that crosses that one off the list. See how well I can do this here. Detective Comics 583 achieved. So I made a guy an offer on eBay. So $20 for that. Not bad. So start with that. Okay, so then the rest of these books here, these are the ones that I got today. So let's see, Batman and Robin Adventures 21. You know, really sought after book, kind of getting back to the Batman Adventures theme, or not Batman, Batman the Animated Series, sorry. So really sought after book, one of the more expensive in the book, but I got it for essentially $10. So thought that was a good price. This is in really, really good shape. Like there's no spine ticks. There's nothing. So these pages look pretty white, at least from the edge. I haven't really opened it up yet. So this one is a big mega key. No. So this is, I guess, a Toys R Us reprint of Batman 121, first appearance of Mr. Freeze. So I don't know. It was only $5. I got this and this for $15. So both of these. So this one was marked as 5. This book here was marked as 15. So 15.5, but he let me have both for 15. So for the time being, I thought, you know, it'd be fun to read, you know, this story. I'm a big fan of Batman's Rogues Gallery. And Mr. Freeze is another one of those villains that I really like. Penguin being my favorite, but, you know, obviously Ventriloquist is, I don't know, I'm more interested by the Ventriloquist than anything. So, all right, next I got some books to read. I've been getting into Carnage. So this is Spiderman Unlimited #1, Maximum Carnage #1. I guess, you know, the first issue in the Maximum Carnage storyline. So I got that thinking, you know, I might try to get all the Maximum Carnage stories. So I got 1 and Maximum Carnage #2 with Web of Spider-Man 101. So I got the first 2 issues of, I guess, a 14-part story. So read these, and then I'll keep my eye open for, you know, 3 through 14. So there's that. And Weeklar, this is also for you. I got some more Art Germ books that I have yet to get in my collection for Art Germ. So Art Germ, I guess maybe just to another extent, Mark Brooks. But Art Germ is probably like the only artist where I actively search out his books and I get them just for his artwork. So Realm War #5 Art Germ book. Wonderland 25 Art Germ book. These are all Zenoscope. and then Alice in Wonderland #1. So 3 more books to add to the Art Germ collection. So I'm excited about that. And the last 2 books. So I also wanted to ask you guys and get your opinion, see if I got a good deal on these 2 books here. So one of these 2 books is from my list here. And I was really only looking for that book, but this guy was selling these 2 as a set. And I thought it was a really good price. They're, at least the book from the list, is a little bit lower in grade. They're already graded. It's a little bit lower in grade than maybe I was thinking, but I thought the price was really good, especially for what it is. So without further eloquence, so this is the first one in the series, Amazing Spider-Man 360. Maybe you guys can guess what the book is from my list, but this is a cameo appearance of Carnage. So if these guys give you a hint too, like I said, I've been wanting this book. I was thinking of waiting till Denver Comic-Con to buy it, but I saw this book here, and I asked the guy what he was asking for it, and he was like, well, I'm selling these 2 as a set. He was selling them for $200 for the set, and I was hemming and hawing, because honestly, guys, I don't have a whole lot of really expensive books in my collection. I haven't been collecting for too terribly long, since about, 2013-ish. But it's always been a lot of really small books. I've spent a lot of money on signatures on books, but I think probably the most I've ever spent on a book was probably like $50, if that. So to spend $180 on both of these books, which is what he went down to, was a lot. But considering this was on my wish list, I was planning on getting this book at Denver Comic-Con anyway. I was like, okay, so that's essentially $90 for each of these. $90 a piece. And I was thinking about it, and I was looking up 8.0s graded and slabbed on eBay, and there were Blue Label ones, unsigned, that were going anywhere from $100 to $150 of just 361, the first appearance of Carnage. So both of these are signed by Mark Bagley, the cover artist. So I was figuring, yes, it's an 8.0. It's not in the 9s like maybe I was hoping for. But I don't know. Having it signed, already graded, and you get 360 and 361, both signed, both graded. This one's a 9.2. I thought $180 for both of them was a really good price. So I don't know. If you think it was a bad deal, don't let me know, because I don't really want to know. But if you think it was a good deal, let me know. I could use that to help calm me down after spending that much. Because I'm really, I want to get big boy books, but at the same time, I don't want to spend the money for it, and I'm not quite at the skill of some of you guys to find these dirt cheap. I don't exactly know how some of you guys do it. But anyway, so Amazing Spider-Man 361, it was the top of my list for 2019, and I got it. So I think it might be a little ambitious to get the rest of these by the end of the year, but you never know. I didn't see any of these other books that are on my list at this show. It was it was just 361. So anyway, considering it was signed, Carnage is going to be, and I assume, the sequel to Venom in the movie. I figured essentially $90 for it wasn't bad. Maybe even if I overpaid a little on this one, or if I say like $100 for 361 and $80 for this one, to have them already slab graded. CBCS, that's also my preferred grading service. I don't know. I was happy with it. I'm also just trying to convince myself that, but I'm trying to get myself to be more comfortable going after big boy books, and saving up some money. I was saving up money to get this at Denver Comic Con, but I saw this. I've been I don't know. I know to some of you maybe $180 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but I don't know. I still just got to get used to, or get more comfortable, I guess, being willing to pay a little bit for some of these really big books. And even still, I mean, that's cheap compared to a lot of books. So, anyway, I don't know. That's enough rambling. So, Weeklar, I look forward to seeing the results of the contest. And, yeah, so it was a little show, but a big comic book haul. So, anyway, yeah, thanks for watching. Not sure when the next video will be, but keep an eye out, and thank you all for watching. Goodbye.